And the second condition is when L is equals to 1, then what is magnetic quantum number? Magnetic quantum number is plus minus L. Okay, it means all the values starting from plus 1 to minus 1, that are three values, minus 1, 0, plus 1. It shows that p orbital can be deflected in three directions when an atom is placed in a magnetic field. Okay students, these directions are along x, y and z axis. So these are written as px, py and pz, and all orbitals are perpendicular to each other. Students, the value of L tells us about the orbital, that which orbital it is. For L is equals to 0, orbital is s orbital. For L is equals to 1, that is p orbital. Okay, now you can see here the axis. This is x axis and y axis and z axis. How you will represent the x axis? That is covering the x axis, that is px, the dumbbell shape p orbital covering y as py axis, and covering z as a pz. Okay students, you should have practiced to draw it, because this type of question can come in exam to draw the shapes of p and d orbitals. Okay students, now all these px, py and pz in combined form can be shown as, and all these are perpendicular to each other having 90 degree. Next condition is when L is equals to 2, then M is equals to plus minus 2. Okay, it means starting from the plus 2 to minus 2, all values are included, that is minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. It shows that d orbital can be deflected in 5 directions when an atom is placed in a magnetic field, and these directions are along and between x, y and z axis. Okay students, you just note down the difference, that in the p orbitals all are along the x, y and z axis, but here in the d orbitals they are along and between the x, y and z axis. So these can be written as dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square, y square and dz square. And you should have practiced to draw these d orbitals also. Let's see how you will draw it, that is dxy. Students, first of all you have to decide your x, y and z axis, and any student can take the name of these lines at your own. For example, if one student like write x, y and z, it is okay, and another student is writing this orbital as x and this as y, it is all okay. Okay, you can write it yourself. All are perpendicular. Here in this diagram they have taken this as x axis, y, and the perpendicular one is the z axis. Okay, now how you will draw the dxy? Dxy should be drawn between x and y. Okay, x and y, and opposite to this you will draw it like this. Okay, and dyz, yz is between y and z axis. Okay, in between the y and z axis you will draw this first loop, and second loop will be perpendicular to this first loop. Okay, and dzx, how you will draw the dzx? Dzx is between Z and X. You can clearly see here it is three-dimensional orbitals, and here in the Z and X it is between Z and X, and you can draw another perpendicular orbital. Students, three-dimensional orbital drawing is difficult on the paper, so in your exams you can just draw this type of shapes D, X and Z as okay, it is showing that it is between X and Z. Okay students, and then the last two is dx square y square, and it is completely occupying all the x axis and y axis completely, and dz square is occupying the dz axis along with this loop. Okay, so you should practice to draw these shapes of the orbitals. And in the last, when L is equals to 3, M will be plus minus 3, all the values between plus 3 and minus 3. It shows that F orbital can be deflected in 7 directions when an atom is placed in a magnetic field. Okay students, and you can see here how complicated these structures are, and at your course level, FSC level, to draw the F orbitals is not included. Okay, and in the last, here is spin quantum number, that is represented by a small s. It describes the spin of an electron in an atom. In 1925, Gauss-Schmidt suggested that an electron also revolve around about its axis in addition to its rotation around the nucleus, just like an earth, and it is called as self-rotation. Self-rotation may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay students, thus an electron generates two opposite magnetic fields due to two opposite spins, and this spin quantum number of an electron may be clockwise, 50% clockwise and 50% anti-clockwise, that is represented by plus half and minus half. Okay students, you can see here clearly that if the electron is moving in clockwise direction, it is having spin of clockwise, and here it has anti-clockwise spin, and as the electron is a charged body, so it is producing its own magnetic field, and we can say here clearly that when the electron is moving in clockwise direction, its magnetic field is different, direction of magnetic field is different, and as compared to when it is moving in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay students, as we have discussed all the quantum numbers, all the 4 quantum numbers in detail, so we can see the relationship of all these in one table. As when n is equals to 1, first orbit, the value of L azimuthal quantum number can be n minus 1, that is 0, and its magnetic quantum number is plus minus L, that is 0. Okay students, and the S subshell that is related to it is 1s. Okay, and the number of orbitals is 1. First subshell has 1 orbital, and at the end, what about the spin quantum number? We can represent it by plus half or minus half, because 1s orbital has the capacity of 2 electrons, and so it can be plus half or minus half spin. Okay students, and the total number of electrons that can be accommodated in first shell is 2. Now second shell, n will be 2 and the L will be 0 to n minus 1, and that is plus minus L. Okay, so you have to write it 0 and 1. L value is 0 and 1. Sometimes students do a mistake that they only write n minus 1, that is 2 minus 1 1. Okay, but you have to show all the possibilities from 0 to n minus 1. Students, these two tables are very important because these are clearly showing the relationship between all the quantum numbers, and we can see here the magnetic quantum number for 0 is 0 and for 1 it is plus minus L, that is plus 1 0 minus 1, and the name of this orbital is 2p. Okay, and how it is decided that it is 2p, because n principal quantum number and the value of L decides it is 2p. Okay, and 2p is further subdivided into 3 orbitals, that is 2px, 2py and 2pz. That's why we have to represent all spins of all these 6 electrons of 2p as plus half, minus half, plus half, minus half and plus half, minus half. Okay, all the 6 electrons. 6 electrons are present in 2p, 2 electrons are present in 2s, and total 8 electrons are present in second shell. Okay students, the next topic is shell and subshells, and here you can see the difference between shell, subshell and orbital. Basically we commonly say the subshell and orbital as one term, but it is little bit different. Orbit or shell is same, and subshell and orbitals are little bit different terms. Shell, what is shell? Shell is the pathway followed by the electrons around the atom's nucleus. Okay, and what is subshell? Subshell is the pathway in which an electron moves within the shell. In first shell, an electron moves in which path, and in second shell electron moves in different paths, like in the s orbital or p orbital it has two different paths. In s subshell it will move in spherical, and in p it will move in this dumbbell shape. Okay, and what is orbital? Orbital is a mathematical function that describes the wave like behavior of an electron. Okay students, basically p subshell is further divided into px, py and pz, and which is represented by the orbital. And shell give the principal quantum number, subshell gives the angular momentum quantum number, means azimuthal quantum number, and orbital give the magnetic quantum number. Okay, shell can hold up to a maximum of 32 electrons, and subshell maximum number of electrons this subshell can hold depends on its type of the subshell, because S subshell can hold 2 electrons, P subshell can hold 6 electrons, D subshell can hold 10 electrons, and F can have 14 electrons. Okay, but what about the orbital? Orbital can hold up to maximum of 2 electrons, because P subshell is divided into px, py and pz orbitals, and each can hold 2 electrons. Okay students, next is the shape of the orbitals. We have discussed the shape of orbital in azimuthal quantum number in detail, and here all the shapes are shown in one table. S as spherical, P as dumbbell in 3 different directions, and D as double dumbbell in 5 different directions, and the shape of the F is very difficult to draw here. Now the last topic is electronic configuration. The electronic configuration is the distribution of electron in an atom or molecule in atomic or molecular orbitals. And electronic configuration was first conceived under the Bohr model of atom. There are some rules for the distribution of electrons in the different subshells. Number 1 is Aufbau principle, number 2 is Pauli's exclusion principle, and number 3 is Hund's rule. Students, this is the way how we will arrange all the subshells according to their energy level, and we will start writing it from 1s, then we will move towards 2s, then 2p, and so on, and we will write it like 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, and so on. Okay students, now we will study each rule in detail, how we will fill the electrons in these subshells. Number 1 is Aufbau principle. Aufbau is the German word that means building up. According to this principle, electrons are filled in subshells in order of increasing energy values. Okay students, it means the relative energies of each orbital should be known, and how we will decide which orbital is of high energy and which is of lower energy, it will be decided by Weier's rule. And according to this rule, the energy of the orbital is determined from the n plus L value. Lower the value of n plus L, lower will be the energy of orbital, and vice versa. And if two orbitals have same n plus L value, then lower the value of n, lower will be the energy of orbital, and vice versa. Students, we can see here clearly in the table that 1s, how we will calculate the n plus L value. This 1 is representing its n value, principal quantum number, and SPD is showing its L azimuthal quantum number value, that is 0. For S, L is equals to 0. So it has 1, and 2s has 2 plus 0, that is 2. Okay students, and if we compare 4s and 3d orbitals, then we can clearly see here that 4s is of lower energy as compared to 3d, and in the last we can see here both 3d and 4p have same n plus L values, but 3 has the lower n value, that's why it is lower energy, and p has higher n value, that's why it is higher energy. So it will be written after 3d. Next rule is the Pauli's exclusion principle. No two electrons in the same orbital can have the same values of 4 quantum numbers. Thus the two electrons in the same orbital should have opposite spin. For example, if we have taken one subshell, that is, or the orbital, that is 1s, we have taken orbital 1s and 2 electrons are present in it. Okay, 2 electrons are present in this orbital, same orbital, and they can have 3 quantum numbers same. Okay, it means they have principal quantum number as 1, principal quantum number, both electrons have principal quantum number 1, both are present in s orbital, that's why they have the value of azimuthal quantum number as 0, and both have plus minus 0 magnetic quantum number, that's why its value is 0, and the fourth quantum number is different. It means one electron has plus half spin and second electron will have negative half spin. Okay students, it means 2 electrons in the same orbital cannot have 4 quantum numbers same, and one will be different, that is spin, and that can be plus half or minus half. And the last rule is Hund's rule. According to this rule, if the orbitals of the same energy are available, then electrons will go in separate orbitals with same spin rather than in the same orbital with opposite spin. Let's understand it with example. Students, here we have nitrogen and it has 7 atomic number, that is 7 electrons in it. And how we will distribute electrons in these subshells, 1s, 2s, 2p. First one is the correct configuration and second one is the incorrect configuration, because Hund's rule said that if the same energy orbitals are available, the electrons will fill up with same spin in separate orbitals as compared to opposite spin in one orbital. Okay, it means if at the same energy level separate space is available, it will be occupied first and then the pairing will occur. Okay, if the electrons will left, then pairing will occur. At the end, we will do practice of writing the electronic configuration of neutral atom and ions. Chromium has 24 atomic number, so it has 24 electrons and we have to fill 24 electrons, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Three S2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d4. Students, this is the electronic configuration of neutral atom and it can be converted into more stable electronic configuration, because in case when we have 4 electrons or 9 electrons in d orbital, we can complete them into 5 and 10 by shifting electron from the s. Okay, 4s1 and 3d5 we have converted into stable electronic configuration for chromium. Okay, now how we will write the electronic configuration for ion, chromium ion, means we have to remove one electron. Students, in those atoms which have electrons in the d shell also, electron will not be removed from the last d shell, it will be first removed from the s orbital. Okay students, so we will write 3p6 and then 4s0, or we can skip it, 3p6 and 3d5. And what about the writing of chromium plus 3? It means it has to remove 3 electrons, 1 electron from the s and 2 electrons from the d. Okay, 3d3. For all other atoms having d electrons except d4 and d9, you have to first remove electrons from the s orbital and then you have to remove the electron from the d orbital. Okay students, just like for making Cr plus 3, I have removed 1 electron from s and then 2 electrons from the d. Okay, and when we have discussed the Hund's rule, we can see here the electrons can be in unpaired form also, and these unpaired electrons produce magnetic fields of their own. Okay, and then when they produce magnetic fields, then they give some unique properties to the material. So we can have paramagnetic substances and diamagnetic substances. Those substances which are attracted by the magnetic field are called paramagnetic substances, and this attraction is due to unpaired electrons present in them. Examples are sodium metal, hydrogen, iron metal, oxygen. And diamagnetic substances, the substances which are not attracted by magnetic field or weakly repelled by the magnetic field, are called diamagnetic substances, and this is due to the paired electrons in them. And for example, helium, actually when 2 electrons occupy the same orbital, they have spin in opposite direction, and as a result their paramagnetism of one electron is cancelled by the paramagnetism of another electron. Okay students, now we have completed our chapter. This is the home task of week 10 lecture. From your exercise question number 2, you have to do 3rd, 4th, 11th and 12th part. Okay students, thank you so much.